Here with Arizona point guard Jaden Bradley. And Jaden, I'll start with the breaking news. Your head coach, Tommy Lloyd, has officially committed to Arizona. Just to have your guy back, staying in Tucson, what does it mean to you and this program?
Just excited for Tucson, to have Coach Lloyd back, such an elite coach. Obviously, other schools, high-level schools want him. That means you're doing the right thing. Just excited for, I'm not going to be here, next year, but just excited for, just for the other players that are coming, that are committed, to get the experience Coach Lloyd.
Speaking of exciting, obviously we're here at the Final Four, right? This is a place that every Hooper dreams of playing at. And speaking of which, I found this old picture of you. What would young Jaden Bradley here say about being in a moment like this?
No. If you would have told me I'd be here right now, I'd have thought you were crazy. Had my mohawk going. I was just excited, to play with my friends.
We bringing that back, the mohawk back?
Nah, I can't. I was just excited to play with my friends, but I'm definitely excited to be here and super blessed.
Speaking of that, it's kind of funny because as I was doing some digging, I also found this, right, where you went on an official visit to the team that you're playing here at the Final Four in Michigan. Yeah. I have to ask, what was so epic, as you say, about this visit?
It's crazy. Michigan basketball is obviously crazy. They got crazy tradition and history. My guy, Mr. Howard, Coach Howard, I played with his son in high school, and so it was a crazy visit. But obviously chose a different route, and I'm super excited and wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Obviously, you guys always focus about what's in front of you, right? But how do you balance also enjoying what, for a lot of players, is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, soaking it all in with your guys?
Definitely got to balance the two. We did the Fan Fest and all that stuff yesterday. It was, just blessed to be here, and shout out to the Final Four in Indianapolis for hosting this and putting all the cool events and stuff together. But we're here to put the ball in the basket and get stops and do what we do all year. So we're excited to do that.
When it comes to Michigan, when you look on the tape, what's the first thing that jumps out about the Wolverines?
Just the pace they play at. They dominate and they feast off transition buckets, transition threes. They're big, they dominate the paint, and they're just electric on both ends of the court. For
you, you've had a number of moments this season. What's it like for you, having a potential opportunity to continue on a great year that you've been able to have here on a big stage like this at the Final Four?
Definitely just blessed to be here. I want to thank God for the opportunity. I wouldn't be here without him. Just to be here with my brothers, going to war in the Final Four. That's something we set. We put goals and lists together this year, and we're just achieving them and one by one.
When did you know, right? What was the game or a practice where you got back to the locker room and said, hey, we have an opportunity to do something really special here?
I want to say it was kind of a little down moment, but when we lost 2 games in a row, we had some injuries. Cole was hurt for a while. Dwayne was out. So I just knew, we were losing games, but nobody had their head down. We were all trying to figure it out together. Everybody was excited to come in and practice. So usually that's not normal, and I was excited, and I knew we had a special group.
What did you learn about this group in those back-to-back losses?
That we're human, we're normal, we're gonna make mistakes, but we gotta find ways to limit those mistakes, and everybody stepped up, especially, you're losing Koa. I feel like a top 10, NBA draft prospect, so you're losing a lot of buckets, just a lot of a defensive presence, just a lot of attention. But everybody stepped up. Yvonne had to play the 4. Everybody, Deli really stepped up. He was averaging like maybe 18, 20 at that time. So everybody just stepped up and, was doing anything to take the win. You
spoke about, your freshman there with Koa, whether it's Koa, Yvonne, or Burries. For you, what's something that you learned from the young guys? Obviously, you're the senior, but what's something you learned from your freshmen?
Just the swag, and the energy that they bring. As a senior and in the same organization, you're doing the same stuff over and over again, but they bring excitement and swag to it, and I'm just trying to, be young and be energetic.
You ain't that old, man. Come on, stop. We ain't doing that.
I'm not that old, but just be energetic like them and, bring that swag every day.
Best of luck in the Final Four, man.
Yes, I appreciate that. Awesome.